Hello, Hammers Chatterers. It's me again, Michael. Apologies if you're sick of my face. I can relate. I've been looking at it for years. Rest assured, Gonzo will be back tomorrow. I'm recording this Sunday afternoon, early evening, just to cover for Gonzo. He will be back tomorrow, back to your regular face that you love to see, Gonzo. And I can give you a quick exclusive. As some of you know, he's been away at a national tournament playing pinball. Pinfest. So I spoke to him earlier on. Sadly, he didn't make the finals, but by all accounts, he did a really good score and had a blast of a time, and he sank loads of beers and managed to unwind and chill out. So to give him a little bit of relief so he doesn't have to rush back and do a video or worry about doing one from the hotel. I know he may surprise you. I thought I'd come back on there. First of all, thank you so much for all the kind comments. It's such a lovely reception. I always get you a great bunch. And I do try to reply to everybody's points of view. And honestly, I'm humbled by it because I'm not a professional like Gio and Gonzo. And, I'm just jumping in where I can. Also, a few people apologise that they had a different point of view. Don't apologise. As long as we all speak to each other like West Ham fans should, united as one. I absolutely love hearing contrary opinions and chatting about, and I can often see where you're coming from. I really can. So if I come back on and try to give you a calmer, more considered reflection on what we saw Friday night. So this may be less ranty. I know a lot of you, I think, quite enjoyed the fact that I was letting off steam the way we were feeling. But I'm going to try to be a little bit. And for those that don't like so much negativity, I'm going to try and find some positives. So let me start with this. What can we do? What can we do? Okay, we're in a bad situation at the moment with West Ham. We know the situation is bad from the top to the bottom, and other than signing the BS out thing, which people are doing, or I think there's another group. Forgive me, Hammers. I'm so sorry. I should have known this, but somebody else is on the verge of organising a protest. I don't really know the ins and outs of the political stuff, so I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to not mention it. I don't want to overly mention it. So I'm just saying there are things that maybe you can get behind if you want to put the wheels in motion. But I'm talking about what we can do in terms of on the pitch. So first of all, looking ahead to the Wolves game, I think it's vitally important that Potter scraps this formation, this 5-3-2 or 3-5-2, depending on how you see it. Like I said in the other video, I really feel like it's so defensive. It's a 5 that our wing backs, rather than being an attacking threat and getting crosses over, I really feel like they're just fullbacks, which is giving the rest of the team no options. Now, you might be screaming at the telly, Michael, he's not going to do that. Potter's not going to change. But let me give you a little glimmer of hope, and we'll try and find a nugget of positivity. The only glimmer of hope I've got for you in terms of whether or not Potter's going to change the shape of the team, which I think he needs to do, is could anybody be that blind? And here's a little glimpse of what I've thought. Now, if you notice, Potter's not stupid. I know he's doing a good impression of a silly man. He can't be stupid. He would have realised that we conceded 8 goals in 3 halves of football against what's going to be relegation strugglers. And then again against Chelsea, that, obviously a good team. He must realise this shape's not working. It's not just the fact we conceded 8 goals in 3 halves of football. It's also the fact that we've been absolutely thrashed twice. So it's quite a defensive shape, and it's not working. We've got 3 centre-backs, yet we're leaking goals. And not only that, we're leaking headed goals, which is, as I said, been my gripe. So the fact that he came out for the second half against Chelsea, and he did revert back to a back 4. That's not something we've really seen in the pre-season friendly, certainly not much anyway. Could it be that he's realised we're getting beat? He's realised we don't have the players to suit this system. Could it be that this has been the catalyst for him maybe making a change? And if he does, I'll give him credit for it, because, Gio always says there's nothing wrong with receiving new data and changing your opinion. And I would agree with that. It can hurt the ego, though, when one does that. It can hurt your pride. And let's hope that Potter is not the sort of man that sees the evidence in front of him, and the evidence is we're leaking goals. It doesn't work. We're not getting the best out of Jarrod Bowen. We're not getting the best out of our defenders. There's no position for Somerville when he comes back. There's no position for Guilherme when he comes back. We're devoid of pace. So let's hope that change at half time, because the only reason you would change at half time is you're being spanked 5-1, would be to shut up shop and save further embarrassment. So that would have been go even more defensive, but he didn't. He went to a 4. So maybe this just maybe that might be, like I say, the catalyst for him changing shape. So that's that. Right. What else can we do? Let's think about the positives here. I think we're in a position now where he probably would have promised Areola as the new number 2, as opposed to Hermanson, however you're going to pronounce it. I've heard it. It's like the Paquetá thing. I've heard it pronounced a few different ways, but I'm going to go with Hermanson, if you don't mind. He needs a break, doesn't he? And if this was a league game coming next, you would have the whole debate on whether it's going to knock his confidence, whether to play him through the bad form. I think it's kind of a bit of a reprieve for him that it's a cup game, because he can remove Hermanson without really offending him and put in the cup goalkeeper or the number 2 in Areola. So in terms of freshening it up, maybe a change of formation. And let's remember, we're playing Wolves on Tuesday night. Perhaps this will be a good opportunity for him to try some fresh faces. So I'd quite like to see Mavropanos come in, because I think he has got a mistake in him, but they all have, and they're all under such defensive pressure. At least Mavropanos can head the... I'd like to see Ollie Scholes come in. There's been good and bad with Diouf so far, but he's young as well, and he's got a lot of time to learn. I'd love to see Pot start, and I wouldn't even mind. In fact, I think he's got the most potential at the club in terms of Lewis Alford. I'd like to see at least on the bench and coming up, getting some minutes. I think it's a tricky thing, because this game will be an opportunity for Potter to rotate the squad. But also, I want to know what you guys think, because he's all under pressure, isn't he? What if we're in a situation where he makes wholesale changes, or he has a mixture of youth and experience, and we end up getting turned over and going out of the cup in the very first round? I think it's the second round proper or something, or third round. But I mean, our first fixture in the cup, we go out, and then you reflect, and we're rock bottom in the Premier League and out of the cup. It just further compounds that we're not going to have a lot to cheer for. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. I will just throw in a quick advert for Patreon, as we have to do on here. If you're not a patron and you do enjoy what the lads do here on Hammers Chat, do consider, for the price of a cup of coffee a month, subscribing to the lowest tier. There are various tiers that unlock various amounts of videos. For me, it's absolutely fantastic. You get more insight. There's also a fabulous community over there, a lot like the kind of people that have just put the comments on the last video I did. It's all good people. There's not been any trolling or anything like that, and it's a nice atmosphere over there, whilst there's a kind of dark cloud over West Ham. Lots more content, like I've said before, player ratings, which will be out on Monday with Gio and Gonzo, mug of tea, babbling irons, overlad and C-word, monthly giveaways I didn't mention to you last time. You're straight in a effective raffle to win prizes. I myself, about 6 months ago, won a signed Jarrod Bowen shirt. So I'm still waiting on that, and I'm going to give that pride a place on my... Oh, somebody said about my wallpaper. It's not wallpaper. It's soundproof foam. So I'm in the studio here. I've taken the mic down, but this is my recording studio. So, yeah, it does look a bit strange. I know a few people did wonder if I was in a padded cell. So, maybe with the state of West Ham. But, yeah, consider going over to Patreon if you're interested in this at all. What else have I not mentioned? We've got the monthly giveaways. We've got the prediction competition. So yeah, that's well worth a go. And at the moment, the boys are doing a 7-day free trial. I think I don't want to speak out of term, but I think they're doing a 7-day free trial. So you can even sign up today or tomorrow. Go over there and have a little look at some of the content, perhaps the player ratings. And I'm expecting another epic rant from Gio. So yeah, consider that. The link will be in the description below for patrons. So it's a good way to support the boys, and plenty more content. A lot of the time, more than you can even consume in a week, if you're like me. Anyway, the Wolves game, you let me know. I want you to let me know in the comments below. Is this an important one for Potter, or is this a free hit? Is this the kind of fixture that he can experiment with and maybe try the likes of Mavropanos or a different shape and different formation, or is the pressure really on? I mean, we've been unlucky with a draw. Lady Luck has not shined down on us at all, really, because we could have ended up with, you know, Walsall at home, and we've ended up with Wolves. So let me know your thoughts on that. And what changes would you make? I feel like we need to freshen up. I feel like we're a bit stagnant. I was talking to the boys who I do Overland and C-Word with, also over on Patreon today, and I was saying that we seem to be forgetting that not only has Potter had his pre-season, all of us were saying, or many of us were saying, when he came in after Lopetegui, he had the chance to kind of have extended pre-season, like a real run at it and real time, like half the league season without pressure on him, really, to find his first 11, to find his tactics, his shape. It seems to me that he still doesn't know his first 11. And the evidence for that would be he played Potts all the way through the pre-season friendlies. And then when the Premier League started, he omitted Potts from the starting lineup and put Guido Rodriguez in. And then Rodriguez was arguably our best midfielder against Sunderland, albeit the bar was low. Then he's took him out and put Souček in. Then, as I say, he's changed the formation from a 5 at the back or 3 at the back, whatever you prefer, to a 4. So all this time he's had and the luxury of the extended pre-season and the pre-season, why does he still not know his best 11? And why does he still not seem settled on the way he wants to play? Sure, I can see a bit of an ethos. I can see he wants to do this possession-based thing. I mean, another thing, I didn't really mention it. Hermansen, I know we said about his errors the other day. He doesn't really look any better to me at the moment on the evidence of the 2 games in a West Ham shirt I've seen, that he's any better with his feet than Areola. So I'm not even sure that's making a massive difference. So do let me know below in the comments and tell me what you think about that. What lineup you want to see for Wolves, or even just what players you want to see included. But yeah, coming back to the positives, maybe this will be the fixture where he at least has a go at trying to play a different way or trying to play a different shape, because I want to see a 4. That's what I want to see against Wolves. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for the lovely comments and the compliments. If you'll do me a favour though, I've got a little funny thing, like a kind of like a practical joke thing to do. So, you know, long-term Hammers Chat subscribers will know that Gonzo does a thing whenever Gio's away to watch a game or whatever. Gonzo makes this joke and makes up something ridiculous like, you know, Gio's not available today. He's gone to a Steps concert or something. I got a little trick to play on Gonzo. It's not really a nasty trick. So Gonzo and I were talking the other day about boxing. We're both avid boxing fans, and we were talking about the Saudi money and how a lot of boxing's going to Saudi Arabia. And Turki Al Sheikh is a billionaire, you know, sultan. And he's putting money in. And we were laughing the way everybody refers to him as His Excellency. So Gonzo said to me the other day, I might insist on everybody calling me His Fabulousness Gonzo. So do me a favour. We won't mention that I've told you this, but in the comments below, would you write, oh, that's what His Fabulousness Gonzo said about that, or His Fabulousness Gonzo isn't sure about Potter either. Just get in there in some way. If a few of you do that, when he looks across the comments, he will laugh. But listen, again, thanks for having me. I'm going to keep this more brief. I went nearly 22 minutes on Friday night having a rant. I wanted to come on and reflect a little bit calmer and a little bit more positive a light. And maybe, just maybe, like I say, I think we have the view now, the glimpse that Potter maybe is starting to understand that this shape and formation doesn't work for us. And maybe now he's got the opportunity to go and try something different against Wolves. So let me know. The other thing I didn't say on Friday, because I'm an amateur at all this stuff, is please, if you enjoy the video, drop a like on it. It really does help. The lads tend to get over 1,000 likes lately on videos, and loads of you liked my video, loads of you commented, but do like and comment. Also, subscribe if you can and hit the notifications bell. It doesn't cost anything. I think subscription's kind of the wrong word that YouTube use, because it makes it sound like it's a pay-as-you-go service. It costs absolutely nothing. It just requires an email address, and you make an account like you would on Facebook or other social media. You know, you don't need to see anything or really do anything else, but just hit that button, and it helps the boys' videos get sent far and wide. So little things like that you can do, really do support the lads. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Potter. I'm not sure if we're going to get a change of shape or a change of personnel. Let's hope so. But one thing is for sure, still no signings. I can't see us getting anybody in by 12 midday Monday to feature in the Wolves game. We definitely need a change, but at the very least, I think we need a win, and we definitely need something to shout about. Thanks for having me, everybody. I'll see you soon.